Today, I'm going to be answering everybody's questions about the Power Ranger Re-Ignition line that I have got in the last week. So let's hit that intro and let's get going. So the first comment I'm going to read is from 90 Kids Forever, and it says this.
Ouch, this is extremely disappointing. I'm probably going to cease supporting this entire line as a result of no Squad or King Sphinx. I'm assuming no Finster or Scorpiona as well. Hasbro, you're messing up by not releasing these monsters. I was really sticking up for this line and supporting it with my purchases. I don't know what else to say except this decision to not release the very figures of one at most is very discouraging. I feel like Hasbro's going to lose what support they had left before it's over.
So when it comes down to this comment, I gotta say, 95% of us fans have felt disappointed in this, email that I got because it literally has said that they've been canceled for now. I'm not gonna hang on to it, but what I am gonna say is this: if you guys really want to see Squat and King Sphinx, fight for it. So I don't care if Hasbro is showing off a Transformer on a live stream or on a Instagram post or wherever they're doing it at. Leave a comment down below saying, why are you making Playmates change their game plan? What I'm doing Squad and King Sphinx. Just like that on Hasbro. Just on Hasbro. On the Playmate side, go to their emails or social media, whatever. Mention that you guys would like to see Squad and King Sphinx being released and that it's very important to you and your kids. Now, the reason I'm going to say kids is because remember, this is a kids line. This wasn't meant for adults. Now, the Kaiju Rangers are an adult collectible line from Playmates. That is something totally different than the main Re-Ignition line. So when it comes down to those characters and the characters that we haven't got, like Scorpina, Finster, Eye Guy, or whatever, Pudgy Pig, sorry, fight for them. Tell them what you want. Tell them, we want the Dragons, or let them know there's a petition out there that's still in my post. If you want to go sign it, go to the post. There's the links. Go sign it. We, as fans, as Power Ranger collectors, as Power Ranger enthusiasts, really want to have a complete Moon Palace. And I know this. 95% of you want this so bad that it's breaking your hearts. So go complain to Hasbro, go complain to Playmates, and tell them what you guys want, why you want it, and why is it killing you inside for not getting Squad and King Sphinx. Fight for it, just like you guys fight for the Lightning Collection back in the day when they lost, some of the weapons for a character, the heads were wrong. You guys told them what you wanted, and you got it. So let's move on to our next question.
A better decision is buy the vintage figures and combine with Re-Ignition. Igual don't buy an more of this line. By this way Re-Ignition is the wrong way. And Hasbro lose it all. The golden age. Always will be for Bandai.
Bandai is the golden age of Power Rangers. Hell, they're even the gold standard of Power Rangers. They've been around before Power Rangers even existed, making Super Sentai toys. But to combine the two together, the Re-Ignition and Bandai toys, is a fantastic way of doing it. But stop buying the Re-Ignition toys and just go buy the old Bandai toys is not going to help anything. If you guys want Squad and King Sphinx, like I said in the last comment, fight for it. So I would say combine them together is a fantastic way of doing it, but keep buying them because we need to let Playmates know that we are interested in this. So later on down the road, when they get done with what Hasbro wants them to do, and they have permission to do whatever they want to finish doing, we might get those Squad, King Sphinx, Dragonzord, Eye Guy, Pudgy Pig, and so on. Let's move on to the next comment.
What more can the community do to get the combinable Dragonzord and Titanus released?
So I think the petition is the most professional way of doing it. I think if we can get to 500 to 1,000 people saying that petition, is going to show Hasbro and Playmates what we really want, what our kids really want. So if you haven't signed the petition, go to my post. It's there. Go hit the link and go sign in. More people we have signed, the more chances that Playmates and Hasbro will hear us.
Will we be seeing post-MMPR teams from Playmates toys going forward? For example, Zeo toys in 2028?
So this comment blew my mind when I read it because even though it's such a simple question, at least somebody's thinking about the future of Playmates toys. And honestly, I would say not 2028 and maybe announced in 2028, but more of 2029 because honestly, we have that reboot coming up. And I got some information to talk about that here very soon in this video. But the thing about that is when it comes down to Playmates, we're not going to get anything else if we don't support the line. And that's the whole concept. I know a lot of you and me, myself, and I are going to support this line no matter what. So if you want Zeo, you want Turbo, you want all the way up to Cosmic Fury, we got to support every line that comes out by Playmates, even if it's not for you Maybe you are, let's say, RPM fan or Lost Galaxies fan. You know that it's going to be down the road. You might have to start buying some of these toys for your nephew, your nieces, or your big Power Ranger fan that's in his 30s and 40s to keep this alive. Because without keeping this alive, we ain't getting anything else. So, next question.
Do you think Hasbro would allow Playmates to do a Moon Palace playset that could include the figures we haven't received yet as exclusives to the playset? They could include Squat, Finster, and Scorpina in that set if they were to do one.
The Moon Palace would be an awesome thing to have, even though it'd be really big and huge, and I don't know where the hell I would put it. Honestly, you guys might have space. I don't, as you can see behind me. But honestly, I think that'd be a fantastic thing to have. Now, when it comes down to the bundling side of it, yeah, they would actually add something to it, I'm sure, because look at the Power Dome back in the day, the AKA Command Center. It came with Alpha 5 and Zordon, theoretically. I think it would be a fantastic thing Playmates would do, but I think that would have to come later in the future. Again, it comes down to sales. Are we going to be seeing a Teenage Mutant Turtle situation where it's now their property and they ran with it for ever and a day? I mean, look at 1987's Ninja Turtles. It finally ends at the end of this year. Could we have the same thing with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and the Power Ranger franchise in general? It's a high-end possibility, and if it does work out, I see play sets. I see different vehicles coming up, because remember, even in Turbo, they had the Zords and they had those two cars, the Lightning Cruiser and the whatever the other one was. But you get the point. We have to look into the future, and I say as long as this line continues blowing up, we're going to get different things like Command Center, maybe a Moon Palace with Squat and King Sphinx in it, maybe even Rito, Rita's brother Rito. You never know. But we got to make sure that Playmates knows the stuff. So, hey, the future holds mystery, and I love that. So,
I'm really curious what Hasbro's backhand strategy with Playmates is with the license.
So the backhand strategy is actually very simple. Like I said, I had some information about the reboot and what's going on, because this goes along with Playmates' backhand strategy with Hasbro. In the investors report, I found this. They're talking about the Playmates Re-Ignition line and how great it's going along with the Zords and all that. But it also talks about the reboot. So I am 100% sure that Hasbro has given the rights to Playmates to make the reboot. So that means Hasbro has trusted Playmates enough to take on the reboot instead of them doing it themselves. Now, again, that's how I'm interpreting this little post here that I'm showing on the screen. You decide for yourself, and this is how you interpret it. Let's go to the next section of this question.
Are Zords the only draw? But then, who's going to license the reboot merchandise? It'll probably have a limited one. Will it be Hasbro themselves, Playmates? Or another company?
So as we know, Hasbro has the license to Power Rangers. So when it comes down to who's going to be licensing the toys, it's always going to be Hasbro. Playmates, like I said a few seconds ago, is going to be not licensing the toy, but making the toys. The license is always the license. The license holder is Hasbro.
Why not let them replicate the 90s, early 00's toy model and just go for it?
I totally agree with you on that one. I have to say, let them go for it. Leave them alone, Hasbro, and let them just bring out everything they want, everything they plan for. And I think it would be a major success. Is the Zords the only thing that drawing people in? Absolutely not. As you can see in the community that we have here on D.T.V, people are loving just the main toy line. They're asking for Dragons, or they're asking for Squad, they're asking for King Sphinx, they're asking for Scorpina even. So I will say no, the Zords are not the only, draw to this line. I have to say the whole line is the draw. I mean, you're getting things that we never got in the 5.5 scale. We're getting things that we never saw in my era of Mighty Morphin back in the 90s. We didn't get face masks like this, as far as I remember. We did get the blaster. We did get the Dragon Dagger. We got a Morpher, but we never got the full line of being able to play Power Rangers without the imagination. So I have to say the appeal of this is everything. The Zords, the action figures, the mystery of what's coming up next out of the blue. Yeah, there's a lot to be aware of. So before we go, I want to talk about those two photos that I posted. I believe they're 100% real. I believe there's a website that lets you pre-order them already. Where is this website? I have no idea. My friend that gave me these photos from a post that he found, I have not found this post anywhere. He has not written me back saying where to find them. But if I get any updates, I will let you guys know in a short. I also wrote to Playmates with those photographs to find out more about the information. Are they maybe not even in the US? Maybe they're a UK exclusive and Australia exclusive. I don't know. I hope not, because I would love to have those 3 Rangers in the Dragon Show. Well, besides Green Ranger, he's not in the Dragon Show for some reason. But they are the original sizes of the 6-pack Rangers that you got at Walmart, but now in a 3-pack with Dragon Shields. So that's pretty cool. And then the Thunder Zord 5-pack, I have to say, is a really cool concept again. I hope it's not a Walmart exclusive like one of the comments I got on the post. I really hope it ends up on Amazon, Target, in and out of the stores at Target and Walmart. I don't want to have to hunt this thing down. The other day, I did find the original 5-pack Dino Megazord, but again, it was an open box that Walmart was selling on their website. So it's still not perfect. I hope Playmates has realized that Walmart is not the key for selling exclusive products, because it just really sucks. Target has them online and has them in stores, and when it come down to big box items, Target has no problem with it. Walmart has no problem with it online. So it kind of gives me a concept of what happened with the Dragons, or I think they went with Walmart, and Walmart's like, we're not storing this in the warehouse. We're not storing it in stores. They should have went with Amazon. I'm sure Amazon would have done. I mean, look at the Technodrome. Look at the play set of the sewer layer. Those boxes are pretty big boxes. Anyways, the next thing I want to talk about before we end this video is the new Hasbro Legends channel. Yes, Hasbro has made a channel to go on cable, satellite, streaming, and I think it's ridiculous. My own opinion, it's ridiculous. Yes, if you are a Power Ranger fan, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers series is supposed to go on there. But the point of me saying it's ridiculous is because honestly, you can watch it on DVD still. You can watch it on YouTube. You can watch Mighty Morphin Power Rangers on Netflix. Are they going to be releasing the other Power Rangers series on Hasbro Legends? I doubt it. Maybe not immediately. Maybe down the road if Hasbro Legends work. But I don't see it being a thing too long, because unless you're a fan of like G.I. Joe, Transformers, Jim and the Holograms, I think that's what it's called, and a few other Hasbro shows that are IPs that are like cartoon related, I don't think it's going to work out for Hasbro being a Hasbro Legends. Now, that's just my opinion. Leave your comments down below on your opinion. And I hope this video was informational as best as I can. Remember, all these opinions were my own opinions, and stuff that I could share on screen from Playmates was from websites that are from Playmates, honestly. So I hope this video helps you, get a concept of what's coming into the future of Playmates, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.